Hello everybody, this is Kimchi Crypto. Today I'm going to talk about when the price peak of most altcoins will come, especially using the Elliott Wave Theory. Elliott Wave Theory is a theory and technical analysis that attributes wave-like price patterns identified at various scales to trader psychology and investor sentiment. It's named after Ralph Nelson Elliott, who invented this theory long ago. And this one consists of 8 waves. Firstly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the motive phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And corrective phase, like ABC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and ABC. Upside and downside. It repeats on and on and on. What I mentioned here is the first impulsive wave is 1, corrective move number 2, impulsive move wave number 3, corrective wave number 4, and impulsive wave number 5. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and corrective move comes like ABC. And the cycle that I mentioned here was just a part of the bigger cycle. So this cycle in the red circle is the part of the bigger cycle in this blue circle. So Elliott wave consists of multiple cycles. You can just Google it, and there are 9 types of cycles according to the length of its cycle. Firstly, grand super cycle, it's like multi-century. Super cycle, multi-decades. Cycle 1 year to several years, and few months, and weeks to months, weeks, days, hours, and minutes. So what I'm saying here is this Elliott wave consists of multiple, the cycles according to the length of this whole cycle. Let's go to directly to the one of those altcoins, Avalanche price charts. The price has shown a very bearish pattern in the bear market, especially from the early 2022, and it continued till October of last year. But and then from in October last year, we can see the first impulsive move, wave number 1, and then corrective move number 2, impulsive number 3, corrective number 4, and wave 5 is missing here. This means bear market it has ended already. It's done now. And first cycle of bull market already it began in October last year. Let's take a look at flow price charts. It's from October last year up until now. And you can see the impulsive number 1, corrective number 2, impulsive number 3, corrective number 4, and 5, wave 5 is missing as well. What about ADA? ADA price charts shows the same thing, same pattern. Impulsive number 1, corrective number 2, impulsive number 3, and corrective number 4. Wave 5 is missing here. What about Polkadot? Same goes here. Impulsive number 1, corrective number 2, impulsive wave number 3, corrective wave number 4, and wave 5 is missing as well. What about Algorand? It goes just as similar as same as the previous ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is missing. What about Sandbox? Sandbox shows the same thing, same pattern as well. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and 4, and wave 5 is on the way. When you take a look at the Elliott Wave Theory, and I think the crypto market, especially those altcoins, we are at this phase number 4, corrective phase, wave number 4. Which means we still have the wave number 5, which is impulsive. And then we are going to go through maybe a corrective wave like ABC. It's going to take several months, like 5 or 6 months by the end of this year. And then after this corrective wave ends, a bigger wave number 3 in a bigger cycle. This is a lot bigger cycle than previous one. This wave number 3 will begin maybe in the late of this year or early next year. And what I mentioned here is the first crypto bull cycle already began last October. That's why I uh, mentioned the October 2023, and then impulsive number 1, and it was late December of last year, the impulsive wave number 1, and number 2, it was in February, the early February of this year, and number 3, it was about in the middle of March this year, and we are now located at phase number 4, corrective move. I think it's going to last for, I don't know, for a couple more weeks till the mid of this month. And then we expect the impulsive wave number 5, and it's gonna take maybe 2 months, which means we are going to have a local peak in the middle of June this year. And then there comes ABC, the corrective move. And it's going to take 5 or 6 months, which means we'll have a local bottom maybe in the middle of November this year. And then in a bigger cycle, a more larger impulsive wave 3 will begin maybe next year, or by the end of maybe in the late of this year or early next year. We need to check out the Fed's first interest rate cut. The market expects the first rate cut would take place in June this year, but the Fed members mentioned that they are gonna have just one single rate cut by the end of this year, which is on December 18th. Who knows? We don't know yet when they are going to lower the interest rate. But what I know is that since 1970, after Fed lowered its interest rate, recession came in almost 100%. We need to better remember this. I mentioned about all the benefits of Elliott Wave Theory, and I mentioned about the precise date of the peak and trough of this crypto local cycle. However, Elliott Wave can't time the market exactly. And personally, I will not time the market and trade the market with this Elliott Wave alone. The reason why I mentioned this to you is same price pattern is watched in almost every single altcoins out there. Second, Elliott Wave Theory still provides market sentiment and long-term direction, not short-term direction though. With a better monitor the market, we need to check out whether the fifth impulsive wave is coming, when the Fed is going to lower the interest rate, and whether it's the Ethereum spot ETF is going to be approved, things like that. According to the cycle, the peak of those altcoins would be in September next year. September 2025 is a year and a half later, after the Bitcoin halving. So it makes sense in a bit for those altcoins as well as Bitcoins can go a lot more higher after the Bitcoin halving, a year or a year and a half later. Let's see what happens, and you will be updated later on as well. Thank you for listening.